QuikTok.
So a lot of how it works in the families is you've got two main approaches. If you've got unlimited access to wealth, power, really, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about power, unlimited raw power, where a phone call, the phone book is far more powerful than the bank account because it's who you know can open doors to power anywhere else in the entire world. So you can leave with nothing, but then you can go build. And if you need the phone book, there's a price to be paid. And the price to be paid is generally one of your children. It seems bizarre to some, but a child is generally a chosen child out of the family is given over as an offering to the family. And they're the ones who's going to go through this left-hand path. They're going to experience the desecration of their soul, their identity, and they're going to become an agent for the family that is owned completely. And there's a legal trustee that is given over to it. There's a board of directors that sits over it. These are real legal confines for how the wealth is distributed out there. In order to build your empire, you've got to be able to go prove yourself. And where I was born, that is a place that's a high place, Mount Humphreys. It's a volcanic peaks that sit there. The top of it is where the Hopi Indian and a lot of people have gathered forever to commune with the fallen. They believed that the sons of the sky would come down every season at the winter solstice, and they would abide from the winter solstice to the summer solstice there. This was a place where they would give their daughters over to them. This is Hopi mythology 101. You know, they would make these Kachina dolls, which were an effigy of what I would say is a watcher angel that would come, and the daughter would be given to him, and she would place that over her bed throughout her life, you know, and that's her familiar spirit. That's where I was born into. And the people that still practice that old religion, that's the way I refer to it, they still do this. And they still take their children up there to give them over to them on these high days. And so I was born into that, and I was born through that seed line and into that ritual magic world.
So you think about our billionaire classes right now, what they're into, and it's not all the same cult or the same belief, but it's all very similar. And you know instinctively, as I do, that if you're a billionaire, you're not a good person because if they were an animal in the lab, you know, that analogy is if they were just hoarding all the stuff, we would say there's something wrong with that animal. Like all the other animals are normal. That one's weird. Something's wrong with him, you know? And we try to figure out why he was hoarding, why he felt the need to have so much stuff. And that's how these billionaires are. And President El Presidente is amongst the worst with his golden toilets and ceilings and shit, you know?
The irony and the fact that it's called a cochina doll, and for us in Spanish, that means trash.
Oh, well, there it is.
Just saying.
Interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. So yeah, that did that give more context, like to how their families are run?
It's crazy because you're just opening up a little tiny door, and I'm just, we need to open up. We need to open the whole portal and find out what's going on with these people. Like,
okay, I'll give you this. And then the one that actually broke me, I'm going to play because I think it is hella important that people know this from the perspective of the person that it's happening to. So I'm going to show you this first. And this woman, I don't know her name. I wish I did, but I'll link her in the show notes. She is so thorough with her research because I have the research. I just don't put it together as well as she's really good. So this is Miss Thang right here. And what she's saying, because I don't know if it gets cut off, is there's an obscene amount of references.
Obscene amount of references to pregnancy in these emails. Just an obscene amount of women coming to Jeffrey and telling him that they are pregnant. Here's an email exchange between someone and Jeffrey from 2015. Jeffrey says, "Where are you now? I'm in Paris." This person responds and says, "London. Got news for you. I'm pregnant." Here's another communication between Jeffrey and someone from 2013, and they send Jeffrey an email with the subject line, "I'm pregnant." An email exchange between someone and Jeffrey from 2011 that says, "Sending you some images of me pregnant and baby shower. Please let me know next time when you are in Los Angeles. I have a few girlfriends with me now, so you should have some girly time. Missing you." In 2009, someone's emailing Jeffrey, very concerned that they might be pregnant, it seems. And this is while he was in jail. Okay, here's another email communication between someone and Jeffrey back in 2017. So in this email, Jeffrey's giving some advice to a woman who appears to be pregnant. And she responds and says, "Jeffrey, thank you so very much. I really trust and appreciate your opinion. How is your pregnant friend? Did she make it to New York okay? Was the flight okay? I am seriously considering going back to Moscow until the baby arrives." Now, this was an email exchange between Nicole Junkerman Junkerman from 2017. And we're going to have to come back to Nicole Junkerman because she's a whole rabbit hole on her own. German-born model, a very obvious asset of the blue and white state, married to an extremely wealthy Italian businessman. And she works for Ehud Barak. She's on his board of directors at his carbine company. We're just going to have to fully dissect Nicole Junkerman and her lore and all of that stuff in the next day or so. But for the sake of quickness, let's just read through this communication. So Nicole emails Jeffrey in 2017 and says, "Pregnant, my dear godfather, but let's wait the 3 months." So Nicole Junkerman, who works for Ehud, the former prime minister of the blue and white state, and a known asset to the blue and white state, is calling Jeffrey her godfather. And Jeffrey responds to hearing that his goddaughter is pregnant by saying, "Yay, open the account now. You will be preoccupied later, and we will have to rethink things regarding the child." Then Nicole says, "Yep, I know." And then he emails her and says, "You can start playing classical music now. Put it on your belly." And again, that is not even all of the mentions. That is not even all of the times that women were coming to Jeffrey to let them know they're pregnant.
And why would that be a thing? It's not like he cares about women. You know what I'm saying? He has a vested interest in these. And it's the part.
I have some weird feeling that they're not talking about being actually pregnant with this child.
I beg to differ, but
It sounded to me they got into some sort of contract for a child.
right.
And so they're letting him know that they're pregnant means I'm in the contract now until the kid gets to me.
Oh, until the kid gets to me.
Until the kid gets to me.
They're
It sounded all of them were not talking about a literal pregnancy, but a period of time before the baby is in their hands.
But those are girls, though. I believe the
Yeah,
model,
they're all girls.
like they're caretakers of the baby until.
Or not even that they even have the kids yet.
Right.
They're-
No, that's what I'm saying. So you think that they're going to be handed off a child at some point?
We don't. Somebody's gonna give.
Like
them a
when she
baby
said, "I'm going to go back to Moscow until the baby gets here." Yeah.
before the baby gets
Right,
here.
right.
Exactly. Like something in my head is telling me they're not pregnant with his child. That's not what's happening.
Well, okay.
Clearly,
Yeah, and I'll give you this because he is the Zionist Hitler connection is so convoluted and so flipped upside down. So they are very contrary to what we are told. They are very into what Hitler did and Hitler's experiments and Hitler. And it's sad that Hitler. Have you seen the movie or heard of the movie The Boys of Brazil?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the Boys of Brazil is supposedly when the Nazis fled and when Hitler killed himself, he didn't kill himself. He disappeared and he went to Argentina, Brazil. They were scattered around South American territories. And supposedly he has hundreds of kids from his seed. And Jeffrey, he has had a compound in New Mexico where he did it was the island was for the fun and the compound was for all this biological
breeding stuff.
weird, exactly. And then the uploading of consciousness to the cloud or whatever they do and the whole live forever thing and all type of weird shit in New Mexico. So they, I believe, hadn't, even when he was arrested, hadn't supposedly searched that compound, which is like, the fuck are you guys doing? Like
None of that shit makes any sense to me. Like,
right.
Because even if the cops we're going to just pretend we don't see the compound. That's why we're not going to search it, or we don't know it's there, the underground pizza restaurant and all that stuff. But the people just ain't as stupid as they were at some point. The people have figured things out. So you're telling me none of the people have gotten pictures of this place? No one has.
Well, they did take okay, so they had the Epstein photos where there's the dentist chair, which is that alludes to some sort of, sedation and manipulation of the person. But let me play you this because this, I believe, okay, there was an email that I read that said, we need to get somebody in to clean the girls' rooms. We have 6 of them right now. Is what the email said to Jeffrey.
It's allegedly in victim's diary that was uploaded into the Epstein files. So let's go through it. As a warning, sensitive topics will be covered in this video. The diary appears to have been written in code, and while I will show both the coded and the deciphered pages, let's go through the code rule. Code can be deciphered by going top to bottom, column to column. So CLOSE, close, YOUR, your EYES, eyes. Close your eyes. First page reads, close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Don't speak. She doesn't talk. I can't stop shaking. It's been a week. A decision was made, but I can't tell Jeffrey. These things happen. Why didn't I close my eyes fast enough? Doctor was different again. I think from Israel. He has kind eyes, but he didn't speak directly to me. This was different. A shot in those rod things had a hook and so much pain. Ghislaine said to push all pain away. I don't understand. Blood and water all over the bed. And she was right. The feeling when your tummy's hurting and you have to push. Said to close my eyes and put her hands over my eyes. I didn't close them because of these tiny cries. I am so lost. I saw between her fingers this tiny head embodied in the doctor's hands. It reached its tiny arm up and had a tiny foot. I closed my eyes and no more. This is the second page coded. It continues. No more cries. I don't understand. Just say these things happen, but he doesn't believe that. They yelled and screamed, and he said that it'll all be the same in a couple months. And she said that she was fed up with it all. I don't understand what's going on and no one will tell me. I can go to school. This. I can't stop shaking. Why won't anyone make it stop? I know Ghislaine is trying, but nothing changes. Why didn't I close my eyes?
What are these, botched abortions?
I think they're breeding them. They're breeding them so that they have babies that they can do stuff to.
Well, why is she so confused though? Why?
Because she's 13, I think.
I'm not understanding what she's confused about. Is she confused about the fact that a baby just came out of her? Is she
Well,
that
other
young?
times, this is just from other stuff I've read. I don't know about her. So this is allegedly, or it's conjecture, is other ones say that they woke up and their womb hurts, but they don't know what happened to them. So here she's saying she opened her eyes and this doctor was different and different again, she says. This
So
doctor
they're
was different again.
sedated. Some of these women are essentially sedated, and then some of them are going into labor while in sedation.
Or they're just being induced and it's taken from them. Just, and you
wow.
say women, they're not women.
Well, children.
Clear. Yeah, let's be clear. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So crazy. Okay, so that is a little insight to that. And so the other thing is that the gentleman, we're going back to the airport guy, he said they are trafficking. Yes, we know that. What were they trafficking children for? So one thing, it's such a weird thing to say, but one thing is that these particular brand of pedophiles are racist as fuck too. They're racist on top of it all. And it's so weird to say that pedophile's racist, but it's true. But so I'm going to play this one, and because it alludes to something that they used to do with the kids that we've heard about in dark circles, and we've seen movies about it probably, but did not even consider that this was happening with the people who hold the keys to power in our
Do you see that?
great society. And so that's this. It is very hard for me to.
Do you see that? This isn't just a regular hunt. Check that name too. Ariana Day R. They get interesting. Oh, it seems like just a treasure hunt. Oh, wait. No. Oh, and get ready for this one. You can see that they're coding in the subject of this email. And here's what they have to say about the subject of this hunt. But isn't it interesting that they are all getting protected despite them saying things like this?
Woo. I tried really hard to find the Sloan Bella clip where she talks about the young boys from Haiti getting taken to that island, black boys. And they don't even stand a chance. Like, that's just their sport. That's their sport. Jeffrey, there's an email of a transcript that was taken from a victim who was saying that when she would go and have to recruit girls, that Jeffrey would say, do not bring me any niggers. None. They do not come to my island. Guess that changed with Naomi Campbell and Chris Tucker, but
So he only wanted to hunt white children?
No, not the hunt. I think the hunt was fine. I feel like I don't know, some of these hypocrites out here, if I didn't just mention Jay-Z and being, in the Epstein files.
No, wait. Explain to me the Jay-Z thing, because I saw it a little bit and I don't know what's being said.
Okay, so then why don't we just pull up the files then? We don't have to hear it from somebody else. Give me 2 secs. My browser knows these files well.
Are they still there?
I know, right? What are we gonna do? Like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
over it.
Yeah, because you know what? In any other court, in the court of law, they don't treat us innocent until proven guilty, number one. Number two, you need one witness. These are witnesses. These people are saying that they've been through this shit. So anyway, this is what I told you about on my subreddit, that somebody they cloned Gmail and they threw all the files in there so that you are basically Epstein in his mailbox,
Okay.
because they're just so brilliant. Shout out to Reddit.
That's very dumb.
Right. And then, so now they did a drive too, so that you can search the actual files, like the PDFs. the fact that it's PDF, it's just so many connections. But also, it's just tickles me pink when you go to the DOJ site to look at the files, and our good government wants to know if we're 18 or older before we access them. Where were you when?
Yeah. It's were they 18 and older when you accessed them? The PDF shit is crazy because a DOC wouldn't work. Bitches. Because a DOX, because of no other kind of file. would
Right,
work.
exactly. It has to be PDF, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So fucking weird. Ugh.
I know. They're so crazy. And they're also, maybe they'll forget. I think that if that's what they were betting on this time, they really fucked up. But I don't know.
They don't care that they released these files because they already don't plan to hold anybody accountable for them. So they know that we're all going to be conspiracy theorists and we're all going to jump in and we're all going to miss whatever the fuck they're doing behind our backs right now. It's
Right.
very obvious what their fucking point is.
Like what we're not, yeah, you know, I noticed that's another message I'd like to send. I might have already told you this, but it bears repeating. When Trump, he did the Obamas with the monkey heads, you know, and I mean their heads on the monkey bodies, and everybody was going crazy. And then yesterday or day before yesterday, he decided to removing all the words that Medgar Evers' killer was racist. So he's saying that there's no way he could have been racist. That is just disrespectful to America, and we're removing all references to racist. Mind you, his killer was the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. He was,
Lord mercy. Holy
and he belonged to the Great Race Society or whatever. That was another society that he belonged to. When they interviewed him and said, "Did you kill Medgar Evers?" He said, "I ain't killing, but that boy is dead now. Ha ha ha! He ain't coming back." And Trump says that there's no way this man was racist. That's just ridiculous. That's just woke talk. And so he's removing all of that. And so I felt myself getting so. I was just like, these let me go to X and see how stupid they're being. And then I was, oh no, obviously you're not that racist on accident. Like it's on purpose. He's doing it on purpose. And so I was like, dear racism, I will get back to you when I'm done dealing with the children in the Epstein files. Goodbye. Because, you know, racism exists, but I'm not going to do that with you today. Because this is non-racial and non-partisan, even though these pedophiles were racist. But, okay, so now we put Jay-Z and, oh, look at all these PDF sets that come up. So, huh?
that quick?
Yeah, that it's very quick. Some of it is just music stuff. They've tried to freaking just throw everything that they could at us so that we'd be like, oh, there's nothing. But no, people aren't that stupid. And so what it says is redacted, motherfucking redacted. It's just so ridiculous. That's so stupid. But what it says, details, details. Redacted, called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to identify herself as a victim of sex abuse by Jeffrey Epstein and others, provided the following information. In approximately 1994, redacted, revealed herself to be, sorry, I'm gonna move my box. Starting over. Revealed herself to blank as a past victim of sex abuse by Epstein. Blank described the abuse occurred during parties. Blank. Blank further identified as a friend of blank in approximately 1996 resided with blank in blank, and an unknown man abducted her from her home, whence she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter. While Weinstein had inserted his fingers into blank, blank believed she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. Blank estimated she was abducted on 7 occasions, awaking each time in an opulent indoor setting. Blank suffered from sex abuse on multiple of these occasions in which Epstein participated. Recalled Leon Black and William Barr, current United States Attorney General, being present during some of the occasions of abuse. In approximately 2006, Blank last recalled being abused by Epstein. On each occasion, Blank believed she was drugged, clouding her memory. Blank attributed the drugging as frequently performed by persons assigned as handlers, whom she described as persons who established friendships with the victims. Among her handlers, Blank identified the artist Pusha T. In approximately 2007, Blank attended a party, Blank, following invitation from an unknown man who approached her as she walked down a street. Weinstein and Pusha T also attended the party and drugged her before engaging in sexual abuse. Blank claimed to have additional information of other persons involved in the enterprise and information related to racketeering conduct in support of trafficking. Yeah. Blank further believed she was under surveillance and stalked at the direction of the people involved in the sex abuse. Blank confirmed she was not diagnosed with any mental illness. Blank refused to provide her physical address, advising that she maintained no permanent address. Rather, she moved between staying in different hotels, which is a common theme with the victims because they're scared. And so the judge will literally drop the case because they don't have a permanent address, which is awesome of our legal system. So besides that, I heard, I haven't seen this yet. I haven't looked into it, is that Jay-Z has left the country, which,
Oh, I heard that. I heard that today.
so,
Yeah, as soon as the files drop.
right. And so what I found interesting, because, you know, our girl,
Wait, I just did it as white. Well, I was doing not with cases.
Sloan Bellis, Sloan, this was in 2024. I remember watching this after she dropped it. And so what she had said was exactly what is going down.
And I literally see them leaving. So their residence will no longer be in the United States. This is what I'm seeing. And this happens by 2027, if not sooner, 2025 through 2027. There is a leaving of the energy here. And I see the next 3 years. So we are in 2024. This is whatever month this is. This is March, at the beginning of 2024. So we are headed for the next 3 years, 25, 26, and 27, with the beginning initial stages of the knockdown when it comes to Jay-Z. He is not next in line. He is second next in line. I did a real kind of focus.
Jay-Z has been rumored to have left the United
I'm not
States.
gonna listen to that guy because that's Sloan. But yeah, she be on it. I find that to be the biggest evidence of all when Sloan says something, you know?
Or yeah, because I have yet to see her miss.
Right, exactly. And you know about the lawsuit that they just again dropped on behalf of Jay-Z about the kid that says that that's his dad and has been he's my mom. So I think the reason why Jay-Z is so adamant, because really just so what? You have a kid, pay it, you're whatever, but it's because the mom was 15 at the time she got pregnant. So that's why I think that he's being so, you know, distant.
Man, these people are so fucking
So crazy. And it's, do you need money that bad? Like, it's just so. Did you ever hear about the girl, the Beyonce's drummer, when she accused her of witchcraft and killing her kitten and all type of stuff?
I feel like I heard that a long time ago, but maybe I'm not.
It was a while ago. Yeah, it was a while ago. So what I want to do is put together a compilation of all the people that have said something about this, because you know Nicki Minaj, what she just said last week.
Days ago, yeah.
Yeah, so she was speaking about Jay-Z. She has beef. I guess she has big beef. But so this is, do you know, I never remembered this rapper, but I remembered his testimonial. So Jay-Z, which is funny because they say that there's one that Diddy took for Biggie personalities and names and stuff and styles, and then they put them out in somebody that can be better controlled, I guess, or whatever, or who wants it more. But so this guy says that Jay-Z basically took his whole shit. But he also says some other stuff. So I think it's worth listening to because we can't be everybody's a pedophile except for the hip hop moguls and shit, you know, because I've heard some people do that. Charlemagne did that on his podcast.
Yeah, I don't put nothing past them. What?
I know, we know, man.
You've been in this industry.
Right. But other people, like I said, Charlemagne did it yesterday, talking about not Jay, he wasn't even popping back in whatever, 94 or whatever. Like, how do you think he got popping, dumbass? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, you can't do that. It's like, you can't do it. So this is what he has.
Gotta tell y'all, because I told y'all in 2002, but y'all ain't believe me. I told y'all that crap, but y'all ain't believe me. You know what I'm saying? How many accounts gotta come up? Biggs, R. Kelly, Kiss, Beans. I mean, the list go on. That nigga crap. There ain't no hate involved, but you know, you're gonna see. Still bite mustache. Jazz O's the best. Sleeping Society with James. He's involved with this. He involved with that place. Like, see, people don't understand the science behind Satan, Lucifer, and God. You notice he calls himself Jehovah or Hove. Before they started retranslating, you know, the new American version of the Bible, You know, Jehovah was known as a jealous God in the Bible. But I'm going to give people the simple and general understanding that all of those people, many of those prophets in the Bible, and even when we talk about these different deities in the Bible, they were not people. Even when you go to the Egyptian pantheon, they weren't people. But as far as Homeboy, it's really a bunch of Masons. See, the whole Freemason thing is based on a lower level of understanding. Like the real secrets have never been revealed. They weren't supposed to be revealed. So all these people, they walking around, they know something for real, but they don't know, you know, and he doing those little signs and all of that. Those are symbols that have been out, they've been propagating them for a few thousand years. But number one, anybody who knows how math knows that those don't have any power anymore. Number two, you know, everybody knows what they basically mean, the understanding of, you know, as far as pyramid and stuff that I'm not really gonna go into. But I'm saying that simply to say, the dude think he knows shit, but he still don't know shit. He can get as many degrees as he want, but it's just trying to get all the degrees you want, but you still gotta see. He can't go but so high, but the people that he worshiping, that he kissing, they letting them fill him up and shit. They don't know. They trying to find out every day from us. That's why they follow hip hop. That's why they follow the blues. That's why they follow soul. That's my son, unfortunately.
So that's that. And there's other stuff. And we know what Kanye has said. There's just other stuff. So I just wanted to put some receipts next to the allegations and what this, you know, this woman was saying. I think there's a lot more to be said, but what I wanted to do was end it on a positive note with solutions, you know, because I think a lot of people will hear stuff. Huh?
Because what?
Yeah. Like
We
with
know the solution, but let's just
what's the solution? What? Burn down the big house?
click, boom. That's what the solution is. What are we talking about?
We can get more creative, maybe. And can you imagine how many, as much as they're tapping phones and shit out here, how many conversations are being had about taking these? Because I've gotten a lot of videos and
there ain't no fucking way that this government or whoever's tapping into us is not expecting everybody to feel exactly what they feel. Are y'all out of your fucking minds?
Right.
Raping, molesting, drugging, eating, harvesting. Fuck y'all.
Breeding, bleeding. Yeah. Because, and the thing is too, a lot of it is so that we get desensitized. You know, they want us to be confused and desensitized. You got the wrong bunch, buddy. We've been on this for a while now. You and I come from the industry. It's
none of this is even shocking. That's the fucking sad part. And it's not shocking to us for a whole different reason that it's not shocking to other people. The desensitized, it's not shocking because they have no more feeling. They are
right, exactly.
They are going to be vampires. They're the next ones that are going to get sucked in to the whole entire trafficking. They're just going to be harvested for their organs because their brain doesn't work. So every other organ, they'll get harvested for that. And that the rest of us are not shocked because we've already been around this shit. Like but
you know what? I will say that on the level that this is, I still do get flabbergasted when I'm reading through these files, because some of this, the girl talking about, you know, the doctor and all that stuff, that really, that just broke something in me where I was just, oh God, it's just so sad. Also, the airport dude, I felt for him. You are on it and these people are not listening, but we gonna make them listen. And that's why I said,
that's what I was saying. Even Azaya yesterday, she was like, I knew weird things were happening, but then when certain things came out, that really has happened. You know, imagine looking at your own daughter and being,
it's really
you guys are fucking crazy. Now you guys know why I do things the way I do. Now you know why I homeschool. Now you know why I keep you the fuck away from people. Now you know why I didn't fuck with certain contracts. Now you know why everybody that told y'all motherfuckers I just didn't have the capacity to be the artist, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that.
Right.
Because I didn't want to do what they fucking wanted me to do. I didn't want to play the game they wanted me to play. You know, the shit is crazy.
It's crazy.
But I don't know. I feel sorry for Naya, that whole generation that's just staring at this. Okay, we knew shit was bad, but what the fuck is this, you know?
Yeah, you gotta believe in a lot of stuff that you're told not to believe in to understand the capacity and of the depravity. Yeah. So like I said, I've been getting some videos, really great ones too, of, you know, this new revolutionary spirit has been awakened. And so that's exactly, I mean, you got to inspire that every day. So it's a good thing. And so when I come across some videos, I'm fucks with you so hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some really good stuff. And so I just picked one of the 5, I think, that I got yesterday. It's a little bit long, but I just do it. I believe him. And so, you know, it's just to end on a positive note with some solutions. It ain't all positive because and not everybody's going to be who you want them to be. But, we were just talking about Chappelle. He said there will be some unsavory allies and we're going to have to deal with that. And that's facts, because there's going to be people that you were MAGA forever. I don't know if I, you know, but if they're for the cause, if they don't want children.
They figured it out. They figured it out.
Yeah, exactly.
American.
Okay, so this is the guy. Enjoy. Or not. You have free will.
Free will.
Oh. Here we go.
Won't revolt in light of all these fouls is because America never has really been there. Our revolutionary spirit is mostly mythologized. We did not beat Britain, bro. If it wasn't for the Dutch and French, Britain would have wiped us the fuck out of here. All Americans. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care what marginalized class you believe that you're a part of in the United States of America. We are all conditioned to be loyal to the state. American exceptionalism is America's only true value. Americans aren't revolting because revolting requires you to lose something. It's that simple. Revolting requires you to be disobedient. Revolting requires you to break the law and not give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. Well, Gabe, why don't you go first? Because Luigi Mangione is sitting in jail, guys. A very attractive white guy tried to start the revolution for us, and he's sitting in jail. What do you think a black... Stop talking to me. Me throwing my life away is not going to get y'all to revolt. Y'all are still talking about midterms. And there is just 3 million documents released that confirms everybody on both sides have been allowing pedophiles to run the country. If evil people make your laws and enforce your laws, you are... Never mind. Yes, you should be doing extreme shit right now. Yes, you should be doing extreme shit. You should be saying extreme shit. We should be breaking shit. We should be setting shit on fire. That is the right action. That is the right cause of action for the moment. That is the appropriate behavior for the moment. Breaking shit, setting shit on fire, killing politicians. Yes. That is exactly what we are supposed to be doing. And I got people in my comments going, oh my gosh, why are you on the internet talking about ice? Because I'm not a bitch, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Even the more radical parts of the civil rights movement was squashed pretty early and sanitized later on. This revolutionary spirit has never, ever been in the United States of America. And Americans today aren't revolts, even though their country is ran by pedophiles, because that means you gotta lose some fucking shit. That means you gotta lose some fucking shit. That's what that fucking means. That means you gotta lose something, and Americans are never going to sacrifice their comfort for a better country. You are forcing your revolutionaries to get into the dirty game of politics. Straight up. I told y'all. And if I run for governor, I'm running as a person, not as a politician. Quite frankly, I don't want to do it. But this is the United States of America. This is the United States of America, and you guys force your revolutionaries into politics because that revolutionary spirit has we've never been about that life. I hate being right. Anybody who's been following me for a few months, no, I said months ago, I don't even care if the fouls come out, because when the fouls come out, nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to empower the people who need to be empowered. Nobody's going to burn shit down. No, but we are talking about, I made a video about sliding ice and about being strapped. And all people did was report me to the FBI again. I get reported to the FBI every 3 days now. This is ridiculous. That's the country I live in. The country I live in, people can get definitive proof that their government is controlled and ran by pedophiles. Americans have never been about that life. Yet America is a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult, guys. All this is a 250-year cult. As a former cult leader, as a guy who used to get trained, who used to train people on how to recruit people into a cult and then spend another 10 years deprogramming people from cults, I am explicitly telling you, the United States of America is a cult, and nobody's going to revolt, because inside a cult, you don't revolt. Okay, I calmed down a little bit. Let's talk about solutions. And yes, guys, all the solutions require doing things that are illegal in the United States of America. There's no legal way to overthrow your government. I don't get it. I don't get people something. I don't get it. But there must be mass civil disobedience and mass civil unrest. The targets need to be the politicians. The targets need to be these ICE agents. That's who it needs to be. I have to say this out loud on the internet because everybody's on the internet going, what do we do? What should we do? What can we do? Okay, so this is what you do. This is what every revolution in the history of humanity has ever done. We must make the French Revolution look an episode of Miss Rachel. Yes, I know saying that puts me at risk. I'm a black man in America. Like I'm over it. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter if I comply. It doesn't matter if I obey. They will invent reasons for fucking up my life. And I say this as a man who has been fighting my local government for damn near 3 years. I've had the full weight of the state retaliate against my family. I've actually lost something. I've actually lost my kids. I've actually lost my job. I've actually lost my house. I've actually lost relationships. Anybody close to me knows I've hit rock bottom and people kept retaliating against me and making it worse. Yes, you have to do illegal shit to get out of this situation because your laws were written and enforced by the bad guys.
That part.
Disobey the bad guys if you want better shit to happen. It's that simple.
It's
That simple. Organize locally with people.
Yeah.
Find the more radical people in your community, right? Find the people who are ready to do stuff. Figure out, again, no snitching. No snitching. We're not snitching on anybody.
Ever.
No snitching. Anybody who takes action, we need to come up with ways for bail money. Anybody who takes action, we ain't snitching, we ain't see nothing. As a matter of fucking fact, I am advocating for going into the courtroom and lying on behalf of people who take action. Yes. There is no moral high ground when your country is ran by pedophiles. This is that bullshit religious indoctrination. You do not turn the other cheek in this situation. You do not go, well, I don't want to stoop to their level. They control the level, my guy. When you told yourself you were voting for the lesser of two evils, you confirmed that there is no level. This is what voting for the lesser of two evils gets you for decades. When you do that for decades and decades and decades, that means that there is no floor. There's no such thing as going low. You can't go. Your country's ran by people who fuck children. You have
And kill them anything.
yeah.
That's true. and make
By
them do that.
the way, the pro-human meeting this week, if you were there last week, I told you it was going to be at 4, but it's not going to be at 4 because even though a bunch of 3 million files got released about the country being ran by pedophiles, we still got to do our annual American tradition where we celebrate the culmination of a bunch of men bashing their heads into each other to get CTE. We got this big event next week called the Super Bowl that, American pastime we all got to watch. So, of course, I got to move the pro-human thing so everybody can watch violence for their entertainment. That's the American way. So
So
pro-human.
but you see why, dude, right? I think he could be
I mean, you didn't say nothing wrong.
not at all.
Anything wrong.
Not at all. He is.
But his frustration, it resonates with me. I'm so, I was saying this other day on my Instagram page, I don't know some of the gripes you guys have because I've been a revolutionary out the pussy, period. As soon as I came out, I've been fighting for everything my whole life. I've been in opposition of anything you guys thought made sense, even when I didn't know why the fuck I was in opposition. My body knew before my mind did. So when you have, that type of spiritual protection in your body already, I've just lived a life where everybody has gone against everything I've ever felt, said, thought. And this is the first time in, how old am I, 43? So my adult life, 23, 25 years, that finally everything that I felt and acted on is just now it's out there for everybody to see. So damn, I've been living 25 plus years saying this shit and you guys have all just been under a fucking rock. But worse than that, you're fighting me on what I'm saying, and now 25 years later. So you lost out on 25 years of intelligence because of your motherfucking emotion of your fear. Your fear, basically.
Right.
You don't know the truth because you don't know what the fuck to do about it. You don't want to be the bitch on the front line. So you know the truth, but you don't want to be the bitch on the front line. So you're gonna pretend the truth ain't happening so you can stand behind everybody else who got balls. I don't know.
No, there's certain people, there's certain people you can't even fathom that they would be on your team. Those are the unsavory allies. But we got to draw the line at snitching. That's number one, because how do you get ahead if somebody's over here telling the authorities they aren't here to keep anyone safe? No.
What?
So that's
COINTELPRO. There has to be one.
the what?
I said, what is the new COINTELPRO?
It has to be. I mean, it could be the Epstein files for all we know. Honestly, they're just looking to see who's downloading them, who's reading them, who's relaying them.
There has to be another agency of infiltration because what COINTELPRO ended when in 1971.
But I think it turned digital. I do. I think it turned digital. I think it's in your ring cams, in these fucking LED lights, on our TikToks and in our Facebook, and they're all communicating. The Internet of Things is coming together and delivering reports to the whatever agency it is you're talking about, whether it's the no such agency.
Somebody needs to find that. Somebody needs to find that.
Yeah. They got people. Yeah. I mean, I think that
talking about not snitching, not talking, not telling. I mean, it fucking sucks because that makes sense. But there's also, we obviously know that there's just a group of people doing the exact opposite of what we're saying. Oh, don't snitch. This other group is infiltrating.
Right. Exactly. And we already know they go to people who need these things. It's the same thing they've always done. They've always done it. The Tuskegee experiment was because these guys needed healthcare and they needed food and they needed stuff like that. So they go to people that are either have been arrested for a lesser crime than what they're doing, and they offer them libation and freaking, all the things that they think that they need in their lives to survive in this society. And so we need to make that so that people don't need to do that. We need to make it so that people don't feel they have to go work for ICE. So people don't feel they have
It's a
to.
multi-tiered issue. Like it's so multi-tiered. I don't see it being solved anytime soon. Everybody is suffering so tough financially. Everybody is suffering so tough financially that who the fuck wouldn't take the break? Who wouldn't want to get out of jail? Who doesn't?
Exactly. That's why we have to make it. They're
willing to step on whoever to take this break. Because most people have already been so disconnected. Who has homies anymore? So they don't give a fuck if they take a deal from the cops and fucking disrespect the homies. What homies? Them niggas ain't
Right,
even
right. They've split. They've fractured
They've
they've fractured the hoods. They've fractured.
not that N word, but I'm just saying.
Think of it like
I
this.
said all here.
Think of it like this. If they keep everybody broke, they can always find an army for themselves.
For themselves. Exactly. And then you got your actual soldiers. Your ICE is a great example because they are just doing their job, just doing their job, just doing their job. And the thing about that is that we have to have something to take its place because they have to feed their. I saw a really powerful image of the guy he just popped in to say hello. That powerful image of a guy who was standing at the front line of ICE when the people were yelling at him, and one tear just came down his face because he didn't want to be there. You could see it. He didn't want to be there. And I understand people so then he shouldn't be, but you don't know what his situation is. His wife could have cancer. No one's hiring. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know his situation. So we have to, I'm just putting this on the list of things to bring up. And I don't know whether it's his human meeting that he's talking about or wherever what you're doing with your revolutionary team, that we need to have a fund for people to make it worth walking off the job. Because that's the only way we're going to flip the board and be, fuck your game of Monopoly, motherfuckers. You can't.
Down them, we need to have a fund for people, for the revolutionaries who are making it simple for the rest of you guys to not have to quit your job because we're putting our shit on the line so that you don't have to stand out there and possibly get fired.
Absolutely. People have such a weird feeling about giving money to people when they're on the internet raising funds for stuff that are, essentially nonprofit and also, revolutionary. They have a problem. They think that, oh, I didn't know this was an ad or whatever. And it's no. How do people eat then? When we're here, you have to be okay with dropping a couple of dollars. I subscribed to several podcasts because I think what they're doing is good work. And I know that $8 from everyone creates something, sustainable.
I don't know. It's the issue is so multi-layered. This is part of why I'm doing what I'm doing in the community. And a lot of it is just meeting people at coffee shops and being, let me talk to you guys about what it is that we're doing, what the community needs, and how you can do that, and how little it takes. Because the reality is, if everyone on earth just went and walked, in 4 lines around their block and just fed the 2 people that were homeless, we'd eradicate fucking hunger. So it doesn't take that much because all of you guys have enough leftovers right now in your fucking to feed 2 people. So nobody's asking you to go and feed a whole fucking line of people in downtown LA. If everybody just fed the one old lady that you see every day that you fucking pass by, every day you feed her once, you will eradicate homelessness overnight. Like,
right. It's the same concept too. The dollar concept. If everyone sent you $1 tomorrow, it's $1, we could really do this.
QuikTok, also on QuikTokShow.com and YouTube.